What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, D&Do commentary. Okay, so we've got DD Spade, 1474 versus Elu Retlaw. That is interesting. 1579. Alright, so this is two of the big three. Shaddolls versus Burning Abyss, and let's see, to try and backtrack. DD Spade had two sets. Elu went old school Dante as far as summoning it, and he triggered Graft. I got Sir. The Sir attacked into a set, Falco. He decided to get Hedgehog from the Falco, and he ran into the Falco, or excuse me, the Hedgehog, and that got him L Shut-Off Fusion. So I'm kind of surprised he didn't get the original one, unless he has the original one in his hand, just because he could make it for free. I feel like Shaddolls' biggest problem in the Burning Abyss matchup is getting over Dante without making, like, it's getting over Dante while like still having Winda on board. Like, here's what I'm saying, I guess. I don't feel like Shaddolls have a huge problem getting over Dante, but I feel like every time they need to get over Dante, they use Construct, basically. Alright, so you see a regular Shut-Off Fusion played, and he gets rid of his Dante, targeting. That was unfortunate, by the way, that he had to discard a Beast, because well, it didn't trigger, and then if his Beast on field gets blown up, it won't trigger either. So, you know, he's playing MS. He's going to chain MST, which hits an MST, and I was going to say, I assume he'll target at least the Beast. I don't really know if there's a reason to target the to even target the oh Lord, we're forgetting our thought here, to target the fusion. I mean, it doesn't really matter. So he ends up giving up a Black Dragon, and what was the other card that he gave up? Did I only see one card? I know he discarded I know he discarded Black Dragon, but what else did he? I think it may have been a Hedgehog that he gave up. He says, oh yes, you popped it first. Yeah, I'm like, how can you? I forgot you target first. He says, what are your targets? Well, his targets are Beast and Beast and Shut-Off Fusion. He says he's just going to target the Beast. Yeah. I mean, there's no reason really to target the Shut-Off Fusion. It doesn't make any difference, honestly. So DDS is thinking. He obviously has a Black Dragon that he can do. He could play his L Shut-Off Fusion, but I mean, that would be a lot of cards to invest. I don't know if he, not sure if he wants to do that, but that would be a lot of cards to invest. Okay, so he is going to use the L Shut-Off Fusion just so that he can get some value out of that Beast. Unfortunately, again, it will not trigger because he has already activated that effect this turn. He summons Winda, and he's going to trigger Sir Dante. Sir will let him special summon something. Dante will give him Sir. And I would just definitely attack the Scrum. I don't want my opponent having any field presence, because I don't want my opponent making Virgil. If they make Virgil and they spin my my Winda, then I almost certainly lose. So he's gonna activate that Broad's ability, and he gets a Tour Guide. The question is, does he have a way to get rid of Winda without basically, well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, without special summoning twice. Okay, there's that. There's BLS. Now, it'd be crazy if DDS had, if DD Spade had Artifact, and okay, and there it is. That's exactly what I was thinking. It'd be crazy if he had Artifact Sanctum, and there's Artifact Sanctum. And, Elu is in a bad spot because Tour Guide is dead. He can't use the effect this turn because he already committed his normal. and the Sir that he got is not really so great either. I guess he could set the Sir, and if it dies, he could just get Dante and just kind of hold tight in defense mode. But outside of that, I don't really know what else you can do. I was just thinking, if DD Spade, whoa, you can't use your effect. You already special summon, bro. And I think that Redjaw just realized that he already committed his special summon to Blackluster Soldier. I think DD Spade's gonna let him do the play. I mean, gonna let him take it back. Of course, if that was in a tournament, people would be getting sharked right now, because nobody's gonna let you take that back at like a region or something like that. They'd be like, hey, you normal summon the tour guide, it has to stay on the board, you don't get any effect, and now I just fucking destroy you next turn. You end up taking an egg, you don't have any field presence, you're kind of back to square one. I was also thinking, if DD Spade had, if he would have had a Vanities, I felt like he would have just won off the Vanities. But, Artifact Sanctum, next best thing, I guess, because it got rid of the BLS. Well, it plus form. I would consider Vanities better, in that situation. I know he doesn't get the plus from killing BLS, but then he wouldn't have to really worry about, he wouldn't have to worry about him stalling with Dante, basically. So, Denko Sekka is summoned. Such a nice, colorful card. I like Denko Sekka. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning between if I want to build Shaddolls or what's it called, or Cleese. Robbie made this video and he was talking about, oh, that's interesting. I am shocked that he went for a Skarm instead of going for Sir, unless he's just out of Sirs or something like that. I am really, really shocked that he didn't go Sir and then try and get Dante. So anyways, he ends up eating 22 to the face. Anyways, I don't know. I like the play style of Kleeports, you know what I mean? Or not Kleeports, Quilloffs. I like the, what's it called? I like the play style of Quilloffs because it is a beatdown deck. It's a beatdown deck with the possibility of OTKing your opponent, but it plays skill drain in the main, and the deck is just about fucking just big ass beat sticks running your opponent over. You're just like, fuck you, Shaddolls, flip skill drain, attack. Like, that takes me back to when I used to play TG Stun. Cause that's how I used to beat Insectors and windups. I'll never forget. I went to a regional with TGs. I was going to play Heroes at the event. I was on Dueling Network. I was playing Heroes. I was set to play Heroes at the event. I got smashed 2-0 by TG Stun. And I thought about it. It was right after they took priority out of the game. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, TG Stun and Heroes. I was like, this is the same deck, but TGs float. So I was like, well, why the fuck am I using Heroes then if these float? And that's when I switched to TGs, like 2 days before the event. You know what I mean? This was also a format where, Torrential Tribute was at 2. You know what I mean? And in that hero build I was running, I ran skill drains and beast kings and shit. So I was like, I can still keep the skill drains and beast kings and run TGs and not have to worry about getting torrentialed. You know what I mean? I'm still gonna run Starlight Road. It's basically the same traps and shit. So that's when I switched and I was destroying people. I played three windups, 4 Infernity, and I smashed every single one of them because skill drain is that fucking shit. All right, so back to the duel. Retlaw has the tour guide. Now here's the question. With Shaddolls, I mean, when siding against BA, like, I mean, I would think 3 Maxis would be like the standard, right? Because, I don't know that I want to side, what's that card? Flying Sea against them, because it's like, I kind of want them to make Dante so that I can use Shadow Fusion for free. You know what I mean? But if I Max C them, like in this situation, I just draw a bunch of cards. You know what I mean? If I Flying Sea them, then, I mean, yeah, they can't advance their game state, but at the same time, you know what I mean? My Shadow Fusion isn't as, like, it's not broken like it usually is against the deck. So he's going to be able to trigger that Sir, I believe. He's just going 1-1. He goes, for Grafts Holy shit, are we gonna see triple Dante turn 1? Here's my beef. Here's my biggest beef with Dante. They really could have solved all the problems with Dante if you could only control one Dante. That honestly would have just solved every problem with the card. Like, I mean, I guess you could argue it wasn't really, it wasn't insanely broken, like obscenely broken before Firelight came out, but, you know, can't put that toothpaste back in the tube now, can we? So, I don't know. I feel like, you know, a lot of the good Xyz and stuff, you know, they put them so that you can only control one, like Susanoo Wu and Virgil and shit, but I feel like they should have made it so that you could just control one Dante. Alright, so DD Spade opens with Mathematician. Is this card going up in price or not? Because I kind of feel like it was kind of at this price before. I don't know. I kind of feel like it's kind of doing with what Armageddon Night did a couple of formats ago. Remember when Infernity were like really good and Armageddon Night was like $16? It's like, Jesus, like really? It started out kind of cheap and then got like crazy expensive. It was expensive in the Dad Return format too. When Phantom Darkness dropped, Armageddon Night was a super rare and it had the mats, which I still use. The mat is awesome. And the card was kind of expensive. Alright, so DD Spade goes Squamata and Beast. I think he's digging for Shadow Fusion, and obviously thinning his deck with the Squamata helps, and then drawing a card with the Beast helps, and then having 6 cards as opposed to 5 helps as well. So, I guess the ideal situation for DD Spade would be to draw Shadow Fusion and BLS, because Shadow Fusion would load him up with a Light in the Dark. It would give him a counter to a Dante, and then BLS would take out another Dante as well. So now he's running artifacts. I don't know if I run artifacts, man. Artifacts are so good, but god dang it, drawing artifacts is so awful. I learned that through Battery, man. Like, it's so awesome when you Sanctum your opponent and you go like +2. That shit is awesome. It's really, really good. But then all those times where you draw Big All Attack or you draw Muratak and you're like, I can't do shit with this. At least in Battery Man, it was decent because in Battery Man you could what's it called? You could tribute it like if you were absolutely desperate for Monarch Stormforth, but I don't know, man. And Shaddolls, you just can't do much of anything with them. Like, yeah, I'm trying to think of anything. The one obscure situation would be like if you were playing against the Teller Knights and they went like Trevor and they bounced them to your hand and then you used them for like a fusion or something. All right, so you see him activate El Shaddol Fusion and he goes into Shekhinaga. I'm kind of shocked that he didn't summon that in defense mode. Just because, like, do you really want to go aggressive with it? Yeah, I mean, I'm not totally sure you want to go aggressive. Calcab, which one are you? Are you the bounce? Okay, yeah, you're the bounce effect on back row, which won't do anything because he'll just reset him. I don't know. I kind of thought that he'd summon Shekhinaga in defense and just kind of keep it there. But I guess honestly, Virgil and Dante, neither one of them can get over Shekhinaga, so what's the motivation to get over? I mean, what is the motivation, honestly, for him to even put it in defense, honestly? Alright, so he's going to go, he's going to detach, go 3, discarding Graph, or detaching Graph, excuse me. I believe that was a Rubik, and Graph is going to trigger. Yeah, the reason that I kind of want to build Shaddolls is, I was watching one of Robbie's videos. He did make a good point. He was like, Shaddolls is kind of like the rogue right now. You know, it's probably the worst of the big 3, but it's still definitely good enough to be able to top because, you know, YCS, Anaheim, I think 8 Shaddolls made top 32. So the deck is definitely good enough. Is he going to go Acid Golem and run this bitch over? If he did, I would say that, that's on DDS. Okay, he goes Giga Brilliant. And See, here's the problem for DDS. Even if you Sanctum, okay, bottomless, so I guess it's all good. I was gonna say, even if you Sanctum, your Murtek's gonna get ran over. Like, I don't know. I guess he might be trying to make him burn through all his Dantes. That's the one thing I can think of is with Shekhinaga, he can just keep attacking Dantes. And yeah, your opponent doesn't lose advantage, but okay, once you kill all the Dantes, what are they gonna make? You know what I mean? Like, there's not really any other great stuff to make that can get over this broad. I guess, Acid Golem. That's like the only card I can think of. You know what I mean? But, if you have an answer to Acid Golem and I guess like Giga Brilliant, then you pretty much win. They can't really do anything that can kill this bitch. You know what I mean? Now keep in mind, he could have actually just negated the Giga Brilliant with Shekhinaga's effect, so I wonder if he's saying he doesn't have any Shaddolls in his hand, because I would have thought that maybe you just would have negated her with, you just maybe would have, just negated her, negated Giga Brilliant's effect with Shekhinaga. It is crazy how, the price of Shaddolls just, they're like fucking nothing, man. Somebody on Duels Grounds predicted this. They were like, Grist is gonna be like a $4 card, and this one's gonna go like $5. So he activates Beast, or he activates Shekhinaga on Beast, or excuse me, by discarding Beast, and he'll obviously draw one to just replace it. Dante will die. I still don't get why, cause if you get hit with Acid Golem, that's bad. That's really bad. He says BLS2, right? I don't know. It just, like, why didn't you, I just would have probably saved the bottomless for a better card. Like, the Giga Brilliant wasn't really that big of a threat because you could have just took it out with Shekhinaga, and that just would have been that would have been the end of that. You know what I mean? You would have still drawn, he would have been set back, and he wouldn't have been able to do anything. Now you still have the threat of the Acid Golem, and I mean, I guess you could still get your, what's it called? You could still get your Shekhinaga and get your El Shaddol Fusion back, but it's like, I don't know. I kind of feel like this card is putting in work right now, just having it in attack mode. So, Retlaw, what are you gonna summon? I feel like I kind of have to learn this matchup, just the BA matchup. If I'm not mistaken, I think he just popped, I think he's trying to kill a Falco, which would just return something else, but he has Sinister Shadow Games. And I guess I'd send Hedgehog just to, yeah, I guess I'd just send Hedgehog. Okay, he does send Hedgehog. And I'd probably, I don't know, search a fucking dragon or something. So, yeah, Falco gets flipped. And, oh, okay, I'm lunching. He doesn't want to activate Hedgehog because he wants to summon it back. He wants to get a Shadow Fusion for free. He knows that if he would have searched the dragon, Hedgehog would have gotten attacked and he wouldn't have been able to activate its effect to get his free Shadow Fusion. So that makes sense. And Falco obviously couldn't, Falco could have gotten Beast back, but I mean, what would have been the point? You already used Beast earlier in the turn, so you weren't really doing anything there. How many stars is this broad anyway? Wait, okay. I think she's 10, cause somebody said something about Trishula being 9 and Shaddolls have like all the other numbers, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that she's 10. That would be really, really crazy if Shaddolls got like a Trishula type card. I don't know. I kind of feel like the way that they're kind of just getting dominated in the OCG because Construct, I think it mainly is just about Construct being at 1. I kind of feel like they kind of need a broken fusion, right? Like that Wind one is awful. Wendigo, that shit is horrible. It really, really, really is. Like, Shaddolls need a good water monster. I mean, and even, like, how would you even make it with water? You know what I mean? Alright, so, Retlaw's going to attack Falco, obviously. It just dies. And he's going to ram into Shekhinaga? Okay. Not sure why he did that, but whatever. All right. So now he's going to special. Oh, okay. He wanted to be able to summon his Burning Abyss monsters. That's why. He knew that he couldn't, what's it called? He couldn't Virgil if, he had cards on field or if he had a non-BA on board. All right. So, he gets rid of the set Beast, and I think that Retlaw knew that basically if he resolves Beast, the floodgates are going to open. He's just going to go plus infinite. He'll get a what's it called? He'll get a construct. He'll get a beast draw. He might get a Quip's Wyvern if he's playing that. I don't think he's playing that because he has artifacts and shit. So, unless DD Spade has Effect Veiler, I'm not sure what the holdup is. Yeah, the face down beast. Okay, there it is. Face down beast will go into the deck, just gets tagged out. In phase for Scrum. I guess Tour Guide. Okay, it goes for Sir. Whatevs. What is under this Dante again? It's a Scram. Okay. So, I guess he has a potential search right then and there. Alright, so the ball should go into DDS's court. And I forget, I think he might be playing Upstarts. I mean, he really just needs to get to Shadow Fusion. He says, no, I special Calcab. He says, didn't you special summon Scram? I special Calcab, then Tour Guide. And, oh, he's asking about the, what's it called? He's asking about, if he triggered Scram by special summoning it, thus you wouldn't be able to, what's it called? Thus you wouldn't be able to, activate its effect during the end phase because you already activated its effect to special summon. Alright, so play resumes. And DD Spade has 3 cards, so he's technically +1 in the duel. Oh lord, he got his Shadow Fusion. And I think that the floodgates could bust open here. That's just metaphorically speaking, there will be no floodgate cards played. Now, I wonder if he'll go, I would probably go for Construct. Okay, so he does play a Quip's Wyvern, and he is going for Construct. I don't think he'll dump Beast, and he does exactly what I said he was going to do basically 40 seconds ago. Yeah, everything that I said 40 seconds ago is exactly what he's going to do. Dark Arm Dragon should be banished unless it is in his hand. Yeah, unless he, like, doesn't have... If he doesn't banish, I guess he's saying he has Dark Arm in his hand. Which, technically, if he summons the Dark Arm, okay, so he's going back in his deck. But see, I don't know if that's for Construct's effect or if that's for Dark Arm Dragon. Either way, if he drops Dark Arm, he will get OTK'd this turn. Alright, so he drops Corn to the grave. I guess he wants to add something. He's going to draw. Oh, I'm dumb. He's going to add the regular fusion. I assume. Or he might take the big one. He might take the what's it called? Okay, so I guess he's not going to activate Shadow Core. Okay, so a Quip's Wyvern is banished. Dark Arm goes to hand with Black Dragon. I can't see his dark, so I don't know. He has Honest. Oh, Squiddy, look what you did. And now he's going to exceed. That is very interesting tech, by the way. Oh, Lord. I think he might be trying to set up... I think he might be trying to manipulate his graveyard so that he can drop Dark Arm. If he can drop Dark Arm this turn, he will... Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He manipulated his graveyard so that he could drop Dark Arm that turn. And, all he had to do was go pop, and then he'd be sitting on game 18, 26, 24, and another 27 from Dark Arm, 27. Dark Arm is 27, same attacker scores. And ladies and gentlemen, that is game. Thank you guys for watching as always.